Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Abstract back here, and I'm bringing you guys a video on Call of Duty Ghosts. And I know that I said a lot of times that I don't like it, and honestly, I really do hate this game. But I got on because my boy Real Chef was on here, and he was playing some Drop Zone, and he said, "Well, man, you know, you need to come play with us, and you might get a gameplay or two out of it." So we played, I don't know, we played Drop Zone for maybe like 45 minutes to an hour, and I did end up getting two gameplays, this one and another one that I'll upload sometime later. So this gameplay is not great. I go like 42 and 18, but I get a couple of triples and a couple of doubles, and I just think it's cool. Just a nice gameplay where I'm just running around and having a lot of fun. So I just decided to upload it for you guys, and yeah, that's about it really about this. There's not really a whole lot to talk about with the gameplay, given that most of you have probably already seen Ghosts. But now on to what I really want to talk about today. It's my birthday, guys. Go ahead, sing happy birthday to me. And I can't sing, but you know, it's my birthday. So have you guys ever thought about how weird it is to have a birthday? Well, it's not really like strange to have a birthday, but like the thing, like you were born on a day, you came out of your mother, and your parents decided that they were going to call you as a tiny baby human. They were just going to give you a name, and then you were going to be called that name, and then you were going to celebrate this day every single year on the day that you were removed from your mother. Now, if you think about it in context like that, it's kind of strange, right? Well, what if you thought about everything in context like that? You ever think like just things are just strange? Like, what about a relationship, right? What about like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, like a romantic relationship? You see a person walking along on the street or whatever, or at school or wherever it is you're at, and you decide, hey man, they look really good, and I'm attracted to them, right? So you walk up and you deliver some cheesy pickup line and try to get them to like you, right? And then like you start taking each other out, and you know you're doing stuff, and it's just kind of strange when taken into context. Like, did cavemen do kind of things like that, you know, or was it just like a necessity to breed or whatever? So you know, I've never understood, because women, they don't select men based on like how well they're gonna breed, you know. That's not like you don't search up like people on Craigslist to mate with, you know. Like it's not like a zoo out here these days. It's like humans have free will and stuff. So that's a little weird. But then what about friends? You know, you just decide that you like another human one day. Like, man, I like you, so like we should do stuff together, right? I've always thought that was kind of strange too. Like, how do you pick your friends? You know, like you can pick your nose and you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. But how do you pick your friends? That's the thing. Do you just kind of like see them walking around? You're like, man, that guy looks cool. Like, let's hang out. Or is it more so of a thing where you hear them talking one day and you realize, man, you guys have a whole lot in common. You watch the same anime and you watch the same porn and you eat all the same ramen noodles, right? And I'm not speaking from experience there, because I definitely don't do any of those all at the same time, or all at the same time. I do them all the time. But yeah, taking things out of context is it's kind of different. It's kind of strange, and I think a lot of times words should be taken out of context too. Like, what about like what about the word? You know, you ever think like how strange it is that language is just like a group of syllables put together, and you know, you make the word sound, and then someone eventually somewhere down the line gave it a meaning. Like, and then there's different languages, so different syllables have different meanings, even though they're the same thing in each language. Like, you ever think about just like how crazy it is that things like that happen? I think a lot of times we take things for granted in the world, you know, and it's kind of strange how we never really realize what a time that we live in. I mean, it's not a great time, obviously, because everything's falling apart, and Canada's looking better and better with the situation in Ferguson and the one in New York City and all that, with the cop choking him out in the illegal chokehold, and CNN and everything. And a thing about that, you know, you ever notice how like they're not really making a big deal? The news is secretly they're making a big deal over the fact that it was a white officer choking out a black man, but in reality they're not. They're trying to like downplay it. So like when they get on TV, they're like, oh, well, the problem here is that he didn't use the proper chokehold technique. You know, he put his arm underneath the chin. He was supposed to keep his arm above the chin. That's how they do it in collegiate wrestling. That's how we teach them. So they're like trying to argue on CNN and like the Squawk Box and all that stuff, like Nancy Grace, like those things. Like, they're trying to argue that it wasn't even an issue of race. It was an issue of whether or not he used the correct chokehold maneuver. And I think that's a little weird. That they can just kind of hype something up like that and then lie about it to the people. And yeah, America, man, we're on the way down, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. Then don't get me wrong, America's a great country, but man, Canada free healthcare, you know, it's looking crazy right now. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of that. But yeah, it's just crazy how things can be taken out of context and things we don't appreciate enough. Like, what about technology? You know, like, people 30 years ago could survive in a world without technology, but you know, nowadays people can't. People nowadays they rely so much on their GPS and their phones and their radios and everything like that. I just don't. I feel like people couldn't survive without technology nowadays. Like my mom, okay, like this is a perfect example. My mom is literally glued to her phone like 24 hours a day. Like that thing, she eats with it in her hand. Like she'll pick up a burger and she'll use the phone as a plate, you know, and eat off of it. And I mean, that's okay if you're on your phone a lot, but you know, you shouldn't let it interfere. And like personally, my mother doesn't. She talks to us, you know, she doesn't let the phone thing interfere, but I know a lot of people do. And I feel like it's really ruining the whole human-to-human interaction kind of thing. And I think as a people, we don't take it for granted so much. It's just like we don't think about what we would do without it, you know. And I think I'm not saying that we would be better off without it. Oh, by the way, here's a pretty awesome 3-piece right there, and then I die because I ran out of ammo. But back to what I was talking about. I don't think that it's so much of a matter of could we or should we survive without it as could we survive without it. Like cavemen, I know I talk about cavemen a lot this episode, but cavemen, they could definitely have gotten by without iPhones. But can modern people get by without cell phones? That's the thing. Like my cell phone's been broken for a while now, and I don't have the money to fix it. And we took the insurance out because I'm a little rough on phones, right? And so I don't have a phone. So if anyone wants to get in contact with me, they have to get me on my personal Twitter. They have to send me a direct message, and then I'll check it when I get home. Or either they have to email me, or they have to call the house phone. Because I still have a house phone. A lot of people don't even have house phones now, but I still do. So that's how people have to get a hold of me, right? And I noticed that a lot of people are more like reluctant to really want to do that. Like in the rare moments that my phone does turn on, I have like 25 text messages, even though I've already sent like a text to everybody I talk to, like, look, I don't get messages here anymore. You're gonna have to send me somewhere else. And people don't really ever want to go any other route other than text you. Like they don't want to call you and like hear your voice, and I think that's a little strange that people nowadays would rather text than talk. And I'm not a big talk on the phone person. I'd rather interact with you in person, but I'm definitely not a text over talking on the phone kind of person. Like I would rather talk, just because texting seems like it's just hard for me. I don't know, maybe it's because I have huge thumbs. I don't know, I'm a really big guy. I have massive like monkey paws. And little phones, little Android devices, stuff like that, man. It's hard for me to text on. But yeah, if you guys are watching this, let me know in the comments down below if you think that maybe we could survive without technology. I know a lot of people that don't know how to read a map. Like I personally, I don't know how to read a map. So if I was ever lost in like wrong turn or something like that, I would definitely be screwed. Because I have no idea how to read directions or things like that, and I should learn. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really should learn, but I haven't. So yeah, guys, let me know if you think that we can survive. Yes or no, yay or nay. Yeah, for sure. Let me know. I'm taking up a little survey right now just to see how the humankind, the human race, mankind would be able to do things. You know. And I think we'd have a lot of problems trying to like grow our own food and plant our own food and stuff like that. That's a big thing too. You'd have to hunt again. I know people hunt for sport, but they don't really hunt for meat. So yeah. Definitely let me know. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. And yeah, but pretty much that's the end of this video, guys. Hopefully I provoked a couple of thoughts today. And if I didn't, oh well, at least you watched my video and I got a view out of it. As always, I love you all. This is Abstract out.
Nice work, Ghosts.